There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
Odyssey's going back to school, and we've got all the supplies you need, like A+ exclusive music stations and podcasts to help you or your student excel. Wake up and get the school day started with Acoustic Sunrise, the best mix of acoustic pop. Hit the books with classical Odyssey, passionate classical music to help you focus while you study. Listen to essential school podcasts like Grammar Girl's Quick and Dirty Tips for Better Writing, and be inspired with TED Talks Daily. Get back to school with new exclusive stations, plus all your favorite local radio stations and podcasts on Odyssey.
Time to stop being polite and start getting real. High noon in the District of Columbia here on B. Mitch and Finley on a football Monday presented by Chiniga Mayos. Visit mayoscareers.com to view open positions and apply today. You need a job?
MIOS.
Call these people.
Careers.com.
Dude, they got jobs. Go get one. Sounds like a pretty good plan to me.
Yep. I think a lot of people need to get a job.
Now, the plan for the Washington football team, however, has taken a pretty big turn. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the great bearded saint, was coming to town to stabilize the quarterback position. You want to run through some of the names that have played here prior to Ryan Fitzpatrick's stability session? You had Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, Colt McCoy, Josh Johnson, Mark Sanchez, Colt McCoy, Alex Smith. All of these dudes, since Bruce Allen kept telling Kirk Cousins to get out of town, all of those dudes have been your quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Varying degrees of success. Certainly Alex had some level of success. It wasn't always exciting, but it was effective, and he won games.
Mm-hmm.
Heineke has been exciting, but it's 7 quarters of football. I don't think we have enough to draw a conclusion, but it sure as hell looks like Heineke is your quarterback going forward. That's what a lot of people wanted to begin with, B. There were a lot of people that thought it should be Heineke's job no matter what. Now you get that chance.
Yeah.
I've said this repeatedly. I said this. You and I were doing TV the night of the Buccaneers' loss in the wild card game, and I said, you got to give Heineke a chance to compete with what he showed tonight. He's got to stick around. Now's his chance.
Yeah.
Whether or not he earned it, whether or not he got a real competition in training camp, he didn't. Now he's got a chance. What do you think's going to happen?
He's going to have to stay healthy first of all, because like I said over and over again, and I know people like to say different things, but if you're a person who hasn't done it and you constantly get hurt, then you don't keep getting those opportunities. I believe he's going to have to prove he can sit in the pocket and deliver balls, because until that's proven, you're going to start seeing people make him do that. It's the difference is this. I've been a guy who's had to come off the sideline and play quarterback, and they didn't know what the hell to expect. I've been a guy who's been a starter, and they know everything you do. That game he came into, the last 2 games he went to, he went to the Tampa game. Okay, that's a game where, we don't have any film on him anyway, so you go out there, you play him. Yesterday, they was expecting Ryan Fitzpatrick to be playing. They got a lot of film on him. Taylor came in. He was moving faster. He was making quicker decisions. But now, going forward, if he's there for 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're going to start game planning for him.
He completed nearly 75% of his passes yesterday, had the touchdown. The offense largely moves with Heineke out there. I think that will continue. I do wonder, there's been 7 quarters. You saw him at the tail end of the loss to the Panthers last year. Mm-hmm. You saw him in the Bucs game, and then he got about a half yesterday.
Yep.
He's been impressive in those 7 quarters. But it is going to be a big, big ask for that level of play to continue once everybody is preparing for him.
And that's all I'm saying. And I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions, and I respect people's opinions. But I'm not just talking from pulling an opinion out of my ass. I'm talking from experience. and watching it happen and being in meetings when my coach is setting it up for our backup quarterback. And when he had to go into the game, he looked good for that game, some of the next game, and then all of a sudden, when they start game planning for him, he didn't look good anymore.
Good tweet here from CJ Pascal. He says, Heineke's snap to throw time has to be among the lowest in the league this week. Seemed like the ball comes out of his hands immediately. And I'll say this, I've said this about Heinicke. His intuitive level of play, his instinctual play in Scott Turner's system. I mean, this is a guy we know is taking graduate level math classes. It's the opposite of me. This is a dude that understands and processes at a really high rate, and I think he's able to determine a lot of times what he's going to do pre-snap. Now, when he can make that throw quick, it comes out fast. Mm-hmm. If not, he looks to improvise and make plays. That can be dangerous eventually.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I need to see more of that, and I need to see that in some wins.
I don't think anyone can tell you you're wrong.
No.
That you need to see more.
But
we all do.
I need to see more. But just because he took math classes don't mean a damn thing on that football field. Because I just somebody who's supposed to be a doctor called in here and said one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life today. So I don't care about what you are or what you do in math class. I care about the football field. And it's amazing if he is all of the stuff that everyone is saying he is. Then I say the whole NFL is stupid as hell because he's been sitting around for like 4 or 5 years, not with a job.
Let's go to Vince in McLean. Vince, what's up, man? You're on with B. Mitch and Finley.
Hey, guys, great show. Just got a couple of opinions on Ryan Fitzpatrick, if you don't mind. Ryan Fitzpatrick, guy who's had 9 teams in 15 years, never stayed more than 2 years with any organization, sans the Bills, where you think he had 3 full seasons and maybe a quarter of a season. I'm very confused to why everyone in D.C. claims this is the guy that's going to stabilize our quarterback position for the next couple of years at least. Not to mention he's got an overall 82 QBR rating for the last 15 years.
Vince, I know you listen to the show because you've called before and we appreciate you. B. Mitch and I weren't the ones telling you Fitz was going to be the answer.
Not you. But if you listen to other media and things, they thought 7-9 last year. We could have a positive record. We got some Fitzmagic in the city now. There just seems, you know who Fitzpatrick reminds me of? Fitzpatrick 15 years ago was Heinicke. He was a guy you brought in to fill a void until you could find the next best quarterback to fill. And that's exactly what he's done at every stop. They waited till they drafted someone or brought in a bigger name, a bigger free agent, and he moved on to the next team. I guess I'm just confused why people are shocked that, he's 38 years old or 37 years old. He's just not going to be our guy, and I'm not sure why a lot of folks thought he was a good selection for the next year or two to stabilize the team. I think he's the opposite. He's not a stability guy. He hasn't shown to be that guy. Exactly. So anyway,
thank you for the call, Vince. Appreciate you, buddy. So a couple things with Fitz. I legit think one part of it is that he's got a cool nickname in Fitzmagic. He's got the cool beard. He's a nice, well-spoken person when he talks to the media. He's got a great public perception, right?
And people start
and
cheering for the people that they like.
And number two, and this is important to say too, the stats the last 2 years have been good, and especially if you want to buy into analytics and deeper dive statistics, those have been quite good for Fitz the last 2 years. So I think some of that was the reason there was so much excitement. Let's go to Antonio in Norfolk. We're talking quarterbacks here on B. Mitch and Finley. Antonio, what's up, bud?
What's going on, fellas? I'm going to keep it real with people. For everything Ron has done great for this team as far as changing the culture and everything, one thing that he's felt is that quarterback position this past year. We have a room full of 3 backups. Taylor Heinicke is not going to be good. Just like B. Mitch said earlier. When he came in and he was doing all this great stuff, there's no footage on him. There's no footage on him whatsoever. When he comes in with no footage, he looks pretty good. Watch what happens now that you see some footage on him. We had an opportunity. We could have, now think about it. There's 2 guys that I was interested in for us to get quarterback in the offseason was there for the taking. Or, I don't even know if we even attempted. Sam Darnold looked fantastic yesterday. Jameis Winston looked good yesterday. Now, he might not have left New Orleans, but did we even attempt to try? We went out there with Fitzpatrick, been on 9 teams, and he is what he is. And then we go on with Taylor Heinicke, who everyone is acting like, he hasn't had a chance. He's been in the league for like 6 years. He's 30 years old. It's not like he's a 24-year-old guy, man. It's not it. And Ron is going to have to do something he probably don't want to do by week 4. I'm calling it. By week 4 or 5, Cam Newton might be on this team.
There it is.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you for the call. 12:13 p.m., our first Cam Newton call. I'll address what I think about Cam right now. I don't see a scenario where Cam joins this team unless a few things unfold. If they can get to 6 wins by December and the NFC East is up for grabs again, similar to when he benched Haskins, right? Because he had to go to Alex Smith because they had to make a run at the division. Mm-hmm. If the division is still available and the quarterback play is subpar and they can go get Cam, maybe they do that. I don't see it happening, but maybe. But I also don't see Ron bringing Cam in until the vaccination question goes away.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And that's a major thing. And, Ron not saying it. We're saying it. And if I'm a man who's battled cancer and everything else, I'm not bringing in. I'd be hypocritical as hell. Because I was mad because there were guys on my team that didn't have it.
Right.
And that will come into the decision making.
Totally. We're going to keep the phone lines going. Yeah? Where do I want to go? Let's go to Daryl in Columbia. Daryl, what's up, man? You're on with B. Mitch and Finley.
Hey, fellas. Hey, good talking with you. I mentioned to you last week that the difference in this game would be coaching adjustments, and I just don't see it with Del Rio. He's a good coach, but I think he's coaching very passive. He's very much into zone defense. When it was 3rd and 16, I would have taken 7 defensive backs, my best 7, and covered man up and sent those 4 guys rushing. And, speaking of the 4 guys rushing, I really wish that they would move the ego to the side and the pride. And Chase Young and Sweat, they need to call Charles Mann and Dexter Manley and just have a mano and just learn some other techniques and some other moves. Because that guy on the defensive end for the San Diego Chargers, LA Chargers, that guy, I'm telling you, man, he was a beast. He was a beast.
Thank you for the call, bud. Appreciate you, Daryl.
I don't know the other kid. The other kid has the strange name. He was as good as Bosa was.
He was quite
Number
good.
42 he wore, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up stats so I can get you the name. I just got this tweet from Quinn Jones. He said, "How bad do you think we're missing Morgan Moses?" It was I understood why the decision was made at the time, or you could understand why they made the decision, but it was
in Wosu.
Yeah.
Uchenna Nwosu. That dude lived in the backfield.
Let's go to Russ. Russ is in Charlestown. Cody Betts used to live in Charlestown. Russ, what's up, man?
He still lives there.
Hey, good morning, guys. Appreciate it. I was just saying, just like they prepared against our defensive line, San Diego. Them Giants, they scheme and probably watched the film this morning on Heineke, and until Heineke can prove, and what does he have to prove once he's schemed upon, when they shut him down for running on the outside, he's going to have to prove himself, and then we can talk about whether he's a decent quarterback or not. Thank you, fellas.
All right, brother.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I mean,
and I think that makes sense.
Heineke has to prove it, but he's been a spark plug in a few games now. It's happened.
He's been a spark.
They haven't won either of the games.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, what are we getting excited about? We got to get excited about some wins sometime more than just a player coming out and doing a couple little things. So if he needs to do that for a whole game and let me see him pull it out. And then I have no problems. I'm going to start pulling for him if he's having success quickly. But right now, I question that he'll be able to do it.
I think it's fair to question it. I'll be honest, B. I'm excited to watch and find out. Because now he's the starter. There's tape on him. Giants coaches Joe Judge, they are grinding that tape right now on this kid.
Yes, indeed.
Another thing that bugs me.
But I ask this question. When we go into a game, we always are talking about the starter. What's your confidence level in the next guy? Because I watched him limp around during preseason. So is he healthy? Is he ready to be able to go?
I mean, when Heineke took that big shot yesterday,
he's one
I was wondering.
He's one play away. Come on.
Better be ready. I mean this from my soul. What the actual duck is going on with quarterbacks and this football team? Other organizations don't have to deal with this. And, dude, the vibe in that stadium, I said it to you, I said it to Mitch down on the field before the game. That was the best vibe in that stadium I've felt in a while. Because last year there were no fans. The year before that was a 3-13 disaster. Mm-hmm. There was a bunch of just 7-9 aggressive mediocrity there for a few years. It was fun. Fans were fired up.
Because, remember, like we was wondering, like I was like, okay, well, how is this crowd going to be today? I got there early, and it was like nobody in the parking lot like talking about it. I'm like, I hope it's not like one of them damn preseason games. And then I got inside the stadium, and you start seeing people rolling. I was like, oh, it's going to be cool. That lower bowl was full.
Look, it wasn't a big crowd.
Well, no, huge one, but it was
the lower bowl was full.
It was way
and
better
loud.
than I expected.
But I'd rather have less fans and everybody that's there be engaged than a bigger crowd. Like, I am worried about Thursday night. I think you're going to see so many Giants fans, and I think that will bring out kind of the negative side of some Washington fans. The vibe for week 1 was awesome.
But I mean,
I'm a little worried about the vibe for week 2.
The negative side needs to stay, because if you're not coming to the game, then you think a man who owns a business is not going to try to get his money? If you don't come and the Giants fans drive down and want to come, I'm selling them a ticket.
I get it.
That's just the way it is. You got into this thing to make money.
That fumble just sucked the soul out of that.
It sure did.
I mean, they had a lead, and they could have iced it. They had a lead, they could have iced it. Then they had an opportunity to get a stop to go win it back. Couldn't take advantage of either. Just a kick in the you-know-what. It's the opposite of the Sam Cassell dance. Yeah. It's George Costanza jumping in the water and suffering from shrinkage.
He's so stupid.
I am stupid. You know who's not stupid? John Leahy. He's the best realtor in the area.
And anybody that wants to buy a house, you don't have to be stupid either. You need to reach out to my friend John Leahy. Just like Sue, she had a new job opportunity which required that she sell her Potomac home and relocate. She interviewed several agents but listed with John Leahy and couldn't be happier with the results. Within just a few days, John's marketing generated 8 offers, pushing the sale price up $30,000 over the list price. Listen, most people can't even get an offer. John did in a few days. He got 8 offers. They pushed it up. It was the highest sale in the neighborhood. Sue relocated to her new job with $30,000 extra in her pocket. John even guarantees you. He guarantees you 3 offers on your home. He got Sue 8. That's within 8 hours.
Dude, 30 grand more?
30 grand more. Within 72 hours, he guarantees you 3. So he got Sue 8. No open houses, no repairs or hassles, just cash in your pocket. He offers flexible fees customized to your needs, and he knows that life happens. So if needed, he'll let you out of your contract at any time.
30 grand over ask and 8 offers in a few days. I mean, if you're not into that, then maybe you root for the Cowboys or something. I don't know what to tell you. Here's the thing with John Leahy. He has a database of over 10,000 buyers actively looking for homes. He has so many buyers lined up and is so confident. That's why he makes the home sale guarantee. I know John well. Mm-hmm. He loves the Washington football team.
Yes, he does.
I imagine yesterday kind of sucked for him, but he probably sold 7 houses.
And made somebody else happy.
Right, exactly. Call John today, 301-651-4900, or go online to johnsellsdmv.com, or it's even easier. Just Google John Leahy Group and start packing.
There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
I'm Doc Rivers, and I'm proud to present a new podcast documentary series called It Was Said Sports, where I guide you through 6 of the most impactful and timeless speeches in sports history. Listen and follow It Was Said Sports a documentary podcast presentation of Shining City Audio, a C13 Originals and John Meacham Studio. Available now on Odyssey and wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Talking about our mental health has the power to save lives. We witnessed that firsthand with Odyssey's I'm Listening Mental Health Special. Carson Daly, Dr. Alfie, and a cast of generous guests, including Billie Eilish, Imagine Dragons, Lizzo, Justin Bieber, Darius Rucker, and more, shared wonderful insight and tips for coping. If you missed the special or want to hear it again, it's on the Odyssey app and Odyssey.com now. Please remember, you are definitely not alone. Hear I'm Listening now on the Odyssey app.
Just got a text from my guy Jaime in Manassas at Oarsman Fairfax Toyota. He said, we averaged 4 quarterbacks in the last 2 seasons. It took 2 quarters to go through 2. What's the over-under? Not good. Not good. Barry in Maryland. Barry in Maryland says Heineke isn't the answer. What up, Barry? Explain yourself.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. So make sure all the sharp instruments are put away throughout the DMV today. Look,
what are you trying to stab yourself or something? What are you talking about, sharp instruments?
No, not me. I meant everybody else out there that feels like they're about to, after one game, this is the end of the world.
Listen, we're going to, before you start, Barry, I want to make an announcement. Sir. Landfill, Cody, write this down. We encourage everyone listening to the program to not stab themselves. Yeah. Okay, just wanted to clear that up. Barry, you're up.
That's a beautiful public service announcement. So, So, I watched Feller Heineke, and, it's a nice story. It really is. But he makes throws during the game, and as he gets another opportunity, that throw to Terry McLaurin, it was a beautiful catch by Terry McLaurin. That's like when I'm on the golf course. I'm sure you've been there too, right? I'm out there, I got woods in front of me, I swing, somehow the ball gets through. I mean, it's an O.J. Simpson hit. I shouldn't have done it, but I got away with it. Right? That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen very often. Barry, I got to say, you started this call by saying you hope nobody has sharp objects to stab themselves, and you ended the call by making an O.J. Simpson reference. I'm a little worried about talking with you, Barry, but thank you very much for the call. Let me remind everybody that it is Football Monday presented by Chiniga Mayos. Visit mayoscareers.com to view open positions and apply today.
MIOS. Careers.com.
Was anybody a little freaked out by Barry talking about stabbing and OJ? Scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 4.
Move right on past it.
Yeah, like a 4.
Our guy Crank is on the line. Nobody cranks it like Crank. Crank, what's up, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Hey, look,
brother?
man, listen, I got a lot to say, and sometimes I get all over the place, so I'm going to try to stay on script.
Not you, never, Crank.
Well, you just doing what JP does all the time.
Yeah. Look, I learned from the best.
Follow my lead, exactly.
But look, though, I called. So as far as Heineke, I mean, he is what he is. He's not a bad player. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but, I mean, they don't grow on trees. You see Jared Goff. He looked horrible last night, and he went to the Super Bowl with a good coach. So coaching plays a big part of quarterback play, and I don't know about this Scott Turner thing, man. I'm not loving this offense, but my question is, so we know Rashawn Slater got the best, and I love Chase Young to death, so don't think I'm not shooting shots on anything like that. But, Rashawn, he got the best of Chase in college. And then yesterday they started Chase, over the left tackle. He wasn't looking too hot, so they moved him over to the right tackle. Now, Brian Bulaga got hurt, so Chase was going up against a backup right tackle, and he wasn't really making it. I mean, I can't even say really. He didn't make any plays. So what are your thoughts on that? And also, what's going on with Jamin Davis, man? Jamin Davis, I don't know, fellas. Let me know what y'all think.
Thanks for the call, Craig. Appreciate you, buddy.
I say this. We draft people in certain rounds, and we expect certain things, and you have to live up to it consistently. But your round don't make you that player that knows it all or can do it all the time. But as I stated before this game, and say what needs to happen, I said that particular people have to add on to their repertoire, and they got to bring something else to the table because these guys watch film just like everybody else. And if they know you're going to go to 1 or 2 moves, they're going to be ready for those 2. You need to implement the 3rd, 4th, 5th move. It's not just round the edge and bull rush. That's not going to work.
Nope. A little bit of news here. Per AJ Perez, I believe I have this right, Jeff Bezos rumored to be interested in buying an NFL team. You want to guess the team?
Washington.
Landfill?
The Lions.
Cody?
The Washington football team.
Denver Broncos. So everybody that was hoping like hell I would say something different there, it's the Denver Broncos, according to AJ Perez, that Jeff Bezos is interested in buying. There will be no ownership change here in Washington.
Yeah, but he could have been interested. He wasn't going to sell it anyway.
Rap sheet, here we go. Washington football team quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick did suffer a hip subluxation. An MRI confirmed. He'll be placed on injured reserve, but no indication yet that it's season ending. It's Heineke time. Ready or not?
We're going to find out.
Ready or not. Good tweet here, I think, from Blake. He says, give Heineke a couple weeks, see how he does. I think they are better off with him anyway. If he doesn't play well, maybe make a trade for Mariota. I don't like the idea of signing Cam Newton. And then we have KC in D.C. KC, what's up, man? You're on with B. Mitch and Finley.
Hey, fellas. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man.
Good, B. Mitch. Not sure if I'm for or against, but if Heineke, if we go 0-2 or 0-3, and Fitz is a year ender, it's hard not to think. Again, don't know if it's good or bad, but it's hard not to think that they would bring Cam in as some type of spark, whatever spark that is.
B-Mitch, you want to handle this one?
Well, I'm serious. If they go 0-3 and this, that, and the other, I still believe that they're going to try and start with Kyle. But I think the vaccine deal and all that other stuff would play a factor in that. They don't say that, but I believe it will. We've watched people do it. But eventually, that position has to be addressed and addressed seriously. You can't be sitting up here, keep thinking you play around. No, you got to find a way to get it done and move forward.
I don't know what will happen, but I am I'm intrigued to find out.
Mm-hmm.
I think Heineke gives you a spark. He always does. You know who else gives me a spark?
Who's that?
The legend, Walter in Alexandria. Hello, Walter. You are on with B. Mitch and Finley.
It's Vaughn. Sorry to disappoint. No Walter. Quick question.
That's on
for
me.
you guys.
I read it wrong. That's not Cody Betts' fault. Vaughn, now you're a legend too.
JP is bad with numbers, and now we see words too.
I'm good with words. I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to do a lot of things with the Fitz news. Vaughn, I apologize. It's all you, sir.
Let me ask you guys a couple of questions. One, Cam Curl, Cam Sims, why did they play so less? Two, how do you guys look at the fact that we played so bad defensively, and yet we were only down 4 points with a chance to score? I mean, I know yards matter, and I get all that what B. Mitch said, but given the fact of how bad we played and we were still in the game, do that give you any hope that it's just a minor fix here and there? Because we, regardless of what anybody said, we were still in the game with a pretty good quarterback. San Diego has a lot of weapons. I'm just trying to see how should I look at this, jar half empty or half full. I like to look at it as half full because we gave ourselves a chance regardless of how bad we played. I'll take it up there. Thanks, fellas.
I think you could. It's up to what you feel, but I'm not. People keep saying we were in the game. We were in the game. We gave them 14 of 18 on third down. That last drive when they took the knee, they could have probably scored another touchdown there too.
They at least could have kicked.
Okay, so I mean, winning the game is what's important, not being in the game. And we did not see a lot of pressure coming from the people that we say that they are the leaders of this football team. So for me, I'm disappointed in what I saw yesterday because I don't think they were ready to play a football game. Do I think they could change things up? Yes. I sure the hell hope they do because we're riding on the defense. Yeah, we're riding on this defense. And I think people say, no, yards don't matter. And as I've stated before, yards matter because that's how you get points. But if we had lost by 14 in that game yesterday, would you feel worse? Because the game didn't look as close as 4 points.
You got gifted a turnover on Montez Sweat.
You got gifted a lot of crap from the ref. Just as anybody going to tell me about the missed face mask, it wasn't a damn fumble. His arm was going forward. That was an incompleted pass. They get the ball, they probably score some points there. The pass interference, I don't know what that referee was looking at. He must have money on the game. The roughing the passers. Where? So when you start looking at all this, that game could have easily been a 14-point game the other way.
The big news right now, Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, has reported Ryan Fitzpatrick suffered a hip subluxation. He will be placed on the injured reserve. Unclear yet how long he's going on the IR. Ron Rivera speaks to the media in about 20 minutes. Perhaps we will get some more information then.
Weigh on how well the quarterbacks play moving forward?
That is a major question. We're keeping the phone lines going. It is B. Mitch and Finley on a Football Monday, presented by Chiniga Mayos. Visit mayoscareers.com to view open positions and apply today. MIOS. Phone lines, 800-636-1067, 800-636-1067. The starting quarterback, the guy they spent $10 million to bring in and stabilize the position, lasted less than one half of football and is now on the IR. What the hell does Washington need to do ever to get stability at the quarterback position? Next on The Fan.
There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
I'm Doc Rivers, and I'm proud to present a new podcast documentary series called It Was Said Sports, where I guide you through 6 of the most impactful and timeless speeches in sports history. Listen and follow It Was Said Sports, a documentary podcast presentation of Shining City Audio, a C13 Originals, and John Meacham Studio. Available now on Odyssey and wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Talking about our mental health has the power to save lives. We witnessed that firsthand with Odyssey's I'm Listening Mental Health Special. Carson Daly, Dr. Alfie, and a cast of generous guests, including Billie Eilish, Imagine Dragons, Lizzo, Justin Bieber, Darius Rucker, and more, shared wonderful insight and tips for coping. If you missed the special or want to hear it again, it's on the Odyssey app and Odyssey.com now. Please remember, you are definitely not alone. Hear I'm Listening now on the Odyssey app.
Football Monday on B. Mitch and Finley, presented by Chiniga Mayos. Visit mayoscareers.com to view open positions and apply today. Major news of the day. We suspected it. Now we know it. Ian Rappaport, NFL Media, has reported Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to the injured reserve list with a hip subluxation. We don't know how long he's going to be on the IR, but we know that means at least 3 weeks. That means Taylor Heineke gets Giants at home, at Bills, at Falcons. Maybe more. Maybe we see Kyle Allen. Who the hell knows with quarterbacks? Mm-hmm. Playing quarterback for the Washington football team is more dangerous than being the drummer in Spinal Tap.
Hazardous to your health.
All right. Phone lines are lit. We're going to hear from Ron Rivera in about 10 minutes, maybe 15. So maybe we'll be able to get some semblance of what's happening going forward. Right now, it's time to go to the phone lines. Fans are fired up, and we understand why. Earl, what's up, buddy? You're on with B. Mitch and Finley.
Hey, B. Mitch. Hey. Mr. Finley. Is that your name, Mr. Finley?
That'll work.
Okay. Yeah, that hip supplication, is that what they call it? I was reading up on it. It's like a 2 to 3 month injury.
Yeah.
My understanding.
I think
that's
going to be
when the ball comes out of the socket.
Yeah.
So it disrupts blood flow, and so really depending on the degree of it, on how long he's going to be out, he could be out there pretty much about 6 months with that injury. So it's going to be pretty serious. So I'm okay with Heineke actually, starting at the QB position. And but I think the real problem is going to be Del Rio. Is he still going to be too stubborn not to make in-game adjustments, with his defense? And the reason why I say that is that in the Denver fans, they had a problem with him with that. When they compared him and Vic Fangio would make in-game adjustments, but they felt that Del Rio felt that his scheme was bigger than the player. So when you have a guy like that, they're not going to make in-game adjustments. So also the middle linebacker Bostic, I don't understand why he's still on the team. So
Hey Earl, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
Are you in a library, or are you like in a room where your boss can hear you next door? Why are you whispering?
That's kind of the way I talk there.
Okay. All right. Well, then I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're not at the library. All very good points, man. I don't think we need to be concerned about Del Rio yet because they really performed well second half of last season. But I appreciate the call, Earl, and I always point out that a lot of their success came against some terrible quarterbacks. Now you're going to play good quarterbacks. Maybe not Thursday night, but you played one
on Sunday is not the best you're going to face.
You played one yesterday. You're going to play one in 2 weeks. You got to be ready to rock. Let's go to our guy, Sib. Sib, what's up, man? You're on with B. Mitch and Finley.
Hey, man, first time caller. I just want to say real quick before I say my comment, my son met you at the Combine. He used to work for the NFLPA, so he worked with Brian's daughter, too. And Brian, you're like a brother from another mother, man. I still here at home saying the same things that you say on air, so I've never met you yet, but really
appreciate you, man.
And, no, seriously, for him not to be in the Hall of Fame is a travesty. Second to Jerry Rice, and Brian was underutilized his entire career because that's the way it was back then. Players were restricted to what the coaches gave you. You didn't have that much freedom. So anyway, what I wanted to say was what Doc Rivers said a long time ago, man. It's time to evaluate the evaluators. We're like way overdue. I know we got Martin Mayhew. He's new. The staff is relatively new, but the results are the same. It's all about the players, right? We all know that. It's all about the players. A lot of people sit up here and talk about Jack Del Rio didn't call that, or the coach. We don't know what they called, what they didn't call, and if it was executed as called. We have no idea. We're just talking, stuff top of our head. I mean, we need to get, obviously, going back to the stupid old argument about getting somebody who can evaluate talent. You look around the entire league. I mean, everybody has talent. Junkyard dogs. I mean, like you guys were talking about earlier about being in shape, being aggressive. We don't have those kind of – we have a lot of nice guys. We just don't have those kind of guys. It's all about the players. Players make the coaches look good. That's all I know. I don't care what coach you got up here. But anyway, man, I could go on, but pleasure to talk to you guys. And again,
thanks for the call, buddy.
Shame that Brian's not in the Hall of Fame.
He'll get there.
Bro. Be cool,
worry.
man.
He'll get there. Appreciate the call. I mean, this thing is getting more and more worrisome. You got the Giants, then you got the Bills in Buffalo. Let's go to our guy, DNC. What's up, Darren? How you doing, buddy?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. How about you, DeMarcus Periwinkle? What's going on, B. Mitch?
We're chilling. We're chilling. We're good.
Man, I had thought about it last night, especially after listening to y'all after the game pie when y'all was talking about when Mitch brought up the Cam Newton thing. And before I heard you and Mitch and you guys talk about it, don't bring in nobody else. Ride with Taylor Heineke. Hopefully he can be what's needed to win games. If he doesn't, then I feel like Kyle Allen is next up because I'm not saying it in the sense of a locker room camp, so let me disclaim that. I don't think you bring in anybody like a fan fluting like that to jar things. You don't need that right now. I feel like you need to go with what you have to work out the kinks. And the defense hopefully is the team that I've seen made adjustments last year in the second half, and hopefully this team will make better adjustments game to game. So I like what I've seen with St. Juice. I heard y'all say, I think it might have been y'all, might have been another one of the trifecta podcasts I listened to in the D.C. area where they talked about McLaurin was saying St. Juice was handsy in the passing game, but I didn't hear him getting called out for nothing yesterday, but just getting beat. So hopefully, he can continue to progress. So hopefully the season progresses. I'm at a 4.75 on the alarm scale, and I'm still riding with the burgundy and gold, man. Thank y'all for taking my call.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you, Darren. Coming up next, we should get some clarity on how long Ryan Fitzpatrick's out. What will that mean for the football team? How good was that crowd yesterday? Should we be more encouraged by a packed house, or should we be more encouraged by fans that were into it? Because the fans were into it, but there were plenty of empty seats. And hell, is it their fault if they got to worry about rainwater falling on them? We're going to examine all of that. It is Football Monday, presented by Chiniga Mayos. Visit mayoscareers.com to view open positions and apply today. Football Monday. B. Mitch and Finley on the Fan.
The world moves pretty fast. 1 minute you're standing, the next you're dragging. How can you keep up? I'll tell you. I'm Ira Madison III, host of Keep It. Each week, Louis Vertel, Aida Osman, and I do the hard work of exploring the intersection between entertainment, culture, and politics, with guests like Billy Porter, Catherine O'Hara, Ronan Farrow, Francesca Ramsey, and more. New episodes of Keep It drop every Wednesday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
I'm Doc Rivers, and I'm proud to present a new podcast documentary series called It Was Said Sports, where I guide you through 6 of the most impactful and timeless speeches in sports history. Listen and follow It Was Said Sports, a documentary podcast presentation of Shining City Audio, a C13 Originals, and John Meacham Studio. Available now on Odyssey and wherever you listen to your podcasts.